Alright, let's see here. What's scheduled for today? Mars Needs Moms. Disney movie, okay. Motion capture. Well, that does not sound too bad. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Still not happening. Greetings, the world of the internet. I'm the great Matthew Squeak, and welcome to Squirrel Talk Review. Motion capture is an interesting feat of design, allowing 3D rendered characters to act and emote on par with how a human would do. It is quite a bit more complicated than that, but reading the entire Wikipedia page is boring. The point is, it can make impressive lifelike alien, human, robot, or even monster come alive in a whole new level. But this is not one of those movies. This is a movie where motion capture has created terrifying abominations that travel to Mars to rescue other terrifying abominations. And there's some Martians. This is Mars Needs Moms. The movie starts with a Martian butt in our face. We then cut to these two. Are your subtitles not working? Lady, I don't know what you're saying. I don't even know what you're looking for in this extended scene. Somebody put subtitles on. So now we finally see what the humans look like. A terrifying boy named Milo and his unnamed terrifying mother. He also has a father with a delayed flight, but who really cares about that? Ugh, even the cats are terrifying! It's not like the story is all that interesting either. It's a simple story of an overly bratty kid not wanting to eat his vegetables. It's boring. This time that is supposed to be devoted to us getting to know and invested in the characters is not interesting. And it's not just because looking at this kid's face makes me want to run for the hills. So, boring opening later, kid says this.
Yeah, well, my life would be so much better if I didn't have a mom at all.
I know it's hurtful, but it is your job to turn him into a respectful member of society. He doesn't have to like it. So sometime later, he starts spitting out some cheesy dialogue.
I shouldn't have said what I said, should I? Wasn't a good thing to say.
I mean, a cheesy dialogue, as he pretty much keeps paraphrasing himself. But it turns out, Mother has been abducted by Martians. Milo, determined to apologize, accidentally finds himself hitching a ride as well.
Let me... Whoa. I'm in a spaceship!
Look, you had the whole scene with this spaceship thing a moment ago, and it just now sunk in. We're really stretching the limits of this motion capture thing. So the spaceship just tears a hole through space and passes through. If they have that kind of technology, why do they even need a ship? Why does it have to blast off into space just to immediately land? We cut back to these two. So in case you missed it, Mother is led away somewhere, and Milo was caught and thrown in jail. But not for long, as a mysterious voice opens the door and commands him to escape.
Jump down, shoot number 3.
What? Who's there?
Hey, keep it quiet. And jump down, shoot number 3.
He takes a very long fall and doesn't die. Low gravity is one thing, but that was quite a drop. And after a brief encounter with these things...
No, my mom, she's the one that feeds me. She feeds me. Yeah.
The mysterious voice reemerges with a robot spider taking him further to his destination, and he finally meets the man behind the curtain.
I'm just messing with you. Hey, brother! Yeah, you're not a Martian. You're a kid. Man, it's been so long since I've seen another kid. Hey! I'm excited too, buddy. My name is Gribble.
You want an annoying character? You got an annoying character. Gribble here is just plain and simple unbearable. He never shuts up, and he never stays on the same subject more than a minute. Just try following this guy.
Check this out, man. They're trying to figure out how you escaped. Watch this. Oh my word! I can now get out. Help me! Wait.
Is he doing something to the Martians with all the nonsense he's spitting out? I can't tell. And this scene just seems to go on forever until he finally says something important.
Alright, I'll tell you. Fact is, Mars needs moms.
We know that! That is quite literally the title of the movie! So Gribble turns down his gribbleness to explain a few things, but he's still completely unbearable, so I'm going to do it. Every 25 years, Martian hatchlings pop out of the ground. Not sure how, but maybe it's best not to ask about alien reproduction. Point is, they build these nanny bot thingies to take care of them, and they have to extract a mother's instincts or something to program the nanny bots. Unfortunately, this process vaporizes the mother in an overcomplicated machine.
We've got to save her.
Well, that's impossible, so, get over it and, move on.
But we've got to try. We've got to try.
This, my friend, is a Martian wristwatch. You see the bars here? Counts down to sunrise. So you must have about 6.93 Earth hours left.
You gave him a watch to count down to his mother's demise, after you tell him there's nothing he can do. You are a complete nuthole! Seriously, dude, what is wrong with you? And just like that, Gribble changes his mind. Not sure why, but now Milo is off on a super spy mission to save his mother.
Me? Dude, honest engine, man. We're in this together.
Once he gets up top, he's gonna give himself away. They're gonna chase him halfway around Mars, and I'm gonna save his butt, and he's gonna be so totally grateful. It's gonna be so cool.
What the heck is wrong with you? So far, all you have done is not shut up and make us hate your very existence. We cut to Milo as he infiltrates the Martian compound, finding Martians doing whatever this is. Is this just their most popular pastime? Marching in groups? Big shock, just as this nuthole plan, Milo sets off an alarm.
Totally in my control. I pushed the wrong one. Oh my gosh!
Let us recap on this character, shall we? He is annoying. He does not shut up. He's an enormous nuthole. And now, he is completely useless. He's even pathetic at being pathetic. How did you even manage to hack into the Martian technology anyway? And if you have the power to open and close prison doors, why couldn't you hack this thing? Why couldn't you find where his mother is? Why couldn't you actually do something useful?
Okay, don't panic. Get ready.
For what?
starters, go, go, go!
Again, he can hack the elevator, but is completely useless everywhere else. Furthermore, he does this.
I'm a tie-dye superfly, catch me on the other side. Hot chopping, body popping.
Gribble, stop being such an idiot and tell me which way!
Oh, did you just call me an idiot?
Which way? I'm lost here!
No. I think that you have to apologize now.
Gribble!
I'm waiting.
Shut up!
Alright, I'm sorry!
Apology accepted, go left. No, not that left, not that left.
This is the point where you ditch the helmet, kid. You're better off without this buffoon. He can't even give you good directions.
Alarm! What is going on here? Two cat... Mommy?
Oh no, Gribble was taken and probably executed on the spot. Now on his own, the kid finally stands a chance as he makes a daring escape out the window, where he finds himself being saved by this thing.
The Earth hatchling!
Okay, the aliens look less alien-y than the people. This extraterrestrial is easier on the eyes than Milo is.
Let me go! Cool it! I gotta clean you up!
What's more, she apparently speaks English.
Get off of me!
Hey! Mellow out, man! I'm not the fuzz! I'm not busting you!
Was that English?
That's English. Where did you learn English?
She saw Pretty Colors from Earth on TV one day, and she somehow managed to learn English from hippies. Anyway, Milo has now recruited a new follower, and this topic comes up.
And I do want her.
Heavy! Why?
Because she looks after me and she tells me what to do.
Oh, like the supervisor!
No, not like the supervisor. My mom is kind. She takes me to Disneyland and she reads to me and she makes me hot chocolate. And she puts bandages on my cuts. And she hugs me and she...
Okay, he's done this earlier where he says he needs to find his mother and then just casually lists off stuff she does. The problem with this is, I could easily apply the same list to one of my maids. How about giving us a concrete personal reason why this person is important to you? Or at least make it sound like you're really putting some thought into what she means to you. Take this scene from Up, for example.
He used to come to all my sweat lodge meetings. And afterwards, we'd go get ice cream at Fenton's. I always get chocolate and he gets butterbrickle. Then we sit on this one curb right outside, and I'll count all the blue cars and he counts all the red ones, and whoever gets the most wins. I like that curb.
Russell only mentioned one event that his father did, but it had so much more meaning and emotion than Milo's entire list of chores his mother does. So since finding out what happened to Gribble is more important now, he goes down the garbage chute. Again. Finds Spiderbot that locates Gribble about to be executed, as he continues to be as annoying as possible.
Representing a major interplanetary war here, people, aliens, Martians. Okay, listen, I've been living in sewers for years. I'm just...
What's with the outline back there? Has everyone else that has ever been executed just stood perfectly still? Well, with a little help from his new alien pal, they're able to make an escape and fall down a garbage chute for the third time. So that's why there's a perfect shape in the firing lane. These Martians can't hit a moving target. How else can you explain them being unable to hit something like Gribble? We run into these things here again. And we make another getaway down another garbage chute. We're already underground, so this is double underground or triple underground. Gribble continues to be an annoying nuthole, rambling and continuing to get deeper on our nerves when he eventually shuts up and reveals his backstory.
You have no idea how I feel. You see this?
This is when they chose my mom. Way before they chose yours.
And as it turns out, Gribble did the exact same thing Milo did 25 years ago, stowing away on a Martian ship trying to rescue his mother. These Martians really need to beef up their security, but the more important issue is, if they already stole some mother instincts to power the robots, why do they need more? It's not like they get upgraded every year like cell phones. Oh yes, I love this iPhone 19. What? Oh, the iPhone 20 is out? Well, screw that thing, I don't want it anymore.
I was all alone. I'd never see my mom again. I'd never be able to tell her I loved her.
Never be able to tell her you love her. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's self-explanatory. You tell your mother you love her. There's nothing complicated about that. But this somehow translates to Gribble is now on board with rescuing the mother. Just because he told us his backstory doesn't really mean it should change anything. It should be up to Milo to change Gribble's mind, and all he said was,
Never be able to tell her you love her. What do you mean?
which still doesn't make sense to me. Oh, what am I saying? Ditch this buffoon. The Martian girl has shown up, so just get her to help you. Oh, hey, what was your name?
I used to be Administration Unit 231 Key 312.
You will be called Martian Girl.
I'm sorry. No, Gribble! Gribble, stop!
Don't shoot me, please!
Gribble, relax!
Remember that touching scene of the movie? Trying to get us to feel something special for Gribble? That's gone now. He's back to being an annoyingly worthless person! They make their way through some ancient Martian ruins and find...
What is that?
That? It looks like a family. Kids and parents? That's the love thing.
What are parents?
You know, people like my mom, who look after kids like me. I guess you guys had families once.
But Martians pop out of the ground, and the males are not even allowed to...
I don't ask questions I don't want to know the answer to.
Yep. Let's leave it at that. I don't really want to know. I don't want to know. They sneak back into and through the compound. Jeez, is this the easiest place to bust into or what? And take a shortcut through the prison cells.
We've got to take out the guards, shut down the surveillance cameras, then we can sneak through the jail and get to the silo.
We catching the 2 terrorists. Supervisor ordering we must locking them in cells.
Is this gonna work?
Hey, isn't that the unit that helped them escape before? No, that was totally somebody else. She's the one always traveling with the supervisor. You'd think we'd recognize her. No, I'm telling you, that's not her.
They accidentally cause a jailbreak with the male Martians and make their way to a rocket to hijack. And Milo is off to rescue his mother.
Wait a minute! Won't they see me from mission control?
No way, buddy. They'll be looking into the rising sun. Won't be able to see a thing.
Well, too bad. The supervisor looks out a window and sees him instantly. Milo rescues his mother, and we get the funniest moment in this entire movie. Watching them completely fail at making a believable screaming woman.
Mom! 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 Mom, listen! Mom, look at me! Mom, look at me! Look at me!
I don't know if that's really how she screams, or she's just not really trying. But it matches the terrible wonky design, and that equals a golden treat. Do it again. So now they have to make a break for the ship because it's about to leave without them, due to somebody using their own name as the launch trigger.
Gribble! I activated the launch system!
But the evil supervisor takes a shot at Milo, who trips and it shatters his helmet. Just like that. You think something designed to keep you alive in the depths of space would be a little more durable. Gribble's didn't break when he fell over earlier, so maybe Milo's was just defective. Why did the Martians even need helmets anyway? Didn't they evolve on this planet? Meaning they should be able to breathe this atmosphere. So to save her freaky-looking son, the nameless mother uses her own helmet, essentially sacrificing herself.
Mom, you gave me your helmet. No, Mom, no.
Seriously, these things are like the most fragile thing ever. But before she suffocates, gravity suddenly works again, so Gribble can grab an old helmet he was going to use 25 years ago. That's been buried in the sand. You really sure that thing works?
I got it. That's alright.
So all is right with the world. Martian girl brings the ship back, but before reaching their destination... How did you get there? Did you bury yourself right there because you were expecting the ship to land right there?
This is the way it has always been. Don't get the gold. No.
Martian girl shows the picture from before, and that somehow convinces the entire civilization to change their ways.
You fool. I saved you.
Well, almost all of them. Lady, how exactly did you manage to convince the entire population that they were raised by robots?
Evildoer. You. No! I did this for you!
Whatever. Martians are hippies now. Martian girl gives the pair a ride home. Gribble, we don't care. And the father made it home. I know you were all so choked up about that plot point getting resolved. That was Mars Needs Moms. There are so many things wrong with this movie, starting with the obvious, poor motion capture technique making people look scary. And even though the Martians don't look that bad, they still suffer from a fair amount of goofy, quirky movements that just don't look right. So many things were flawed in the story, like needing a new mother because the old one was obsolete, or the overly fragile space equipment. What probably fails the most is the characters, though. What kid wouldn't want to save his mother? But for a movie that spends a lot of time saying,
That crazy love thing.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of that. They say it and list off stuff families are supposed to be or do, but I'm not seeing any emotion behind any of it.
That crazy love thing.
They're trying so hard to promote just feels so empty. And then there's Gribble. Gribble gets his own category of things wrong with this movie. If this moron wasn't in this movie, the whole movie would have jumped from bad till meh. And even though that's still not good, it's still an improvement. He never stops making noise. He's hardly ever doing anything remotely related to the plot. And he is just a huge nuthole. Oh yes, they try and give him some sappy sob story, but then he jumps right back into his unbearableness, making him pretty much impossible to shed any tears over this guy. So don't watch Mars Needs Moms. Even if you find poor motion capture entertaining, this is a long movie to sit through. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk Review. I thank my loyal subjects for watching. Please like and subscribe to me, and you may also donate anything you want here, and I will ensure that Martians never invade our planet. Thank you.